This video is all about steroids versus natural training, or trying to get gargantuan muscle, or keeping in shape and just looking good, So I'm going to tell you the pros and the cons of both natural and steroid training. So I've been working out for over 40 years and I'm 47. Not bad for 47 years old. I've got a six-pack. I'm in fairly good shape. I'm about 85 kilos at the moment, and my height is 5'11". My deadlift is 180 kilo. My one-arm push on a Swiss ball with a dumbbell, is 65 kilo. I curl 65 kilo. So I'm a pretty strong guy for nearly 50 in February. So with the 40 years in fitness, but 20 years as a personal trainer, I've seen many things happen to friends that I've trained with that have been either natural or been taking anabolic steroids. Now, with anabolic steroids, you will grow, you will get stronger, you will get ripped for a show if you're ready. You can keep growing on a regular basis when you're taking anabolic steroids, but there is a con side to taking anabolic steroids. One, taking them can become addictive. You can get needle fixation, where you keep injecting yourself with whatever you're injecting yourself with. The next thing is that you may be conned and buy growth hormone and it's fake, or you may take certain gear, like growth hormone can make malignant tumours grow in the brain. So if you've got some sort of cancer, these steroids can enhance that and make it grow quicker. The other thing with steroids is that you see that a lot of guys that are taking gear have really bad acne because of the oil in the steroids is up in the oil level in their body, so they'll get bad skin. Some guys have a bad attitude, but I think they had a bad attitude to start off with. So that's another side effect. The next thing is that the penis doesn't shrink, but the testicles shrink because of you're upping your testosterone to levels too high, so your penis will shrink. And then if you've got like normal size legs, and then you put on 3, 4, 5 inches that is unnatural size, then what will happen is that your penis will look smaller, but it isn't smaller, but your testicles will end up smaller. So you've got man boobs or bitch tits that a lot of bodybuilders end up getting because their estrogen levels are too high and they're not taking tamoxifen or certain types of other drugs in which to bring the levels down. So the pluses are you'll grow, you'll get big, your rest and recovery will be your recovery will be much quicker. Your growth will be much quicker, but you'll get stretch marks, gynecomastia or bitch tits, bad skin or acne, bad attitude, bad stinking farts, especially if you're taking huge amounts of protein. So this is what's a bit wrong in the fitness industry. Lots of guys will start to take huge amounts of protein when they're not on steroids, or when they're on steroids. So when they're on steroids, they need optimum intake of protein. The body will utilise it because they're taking a drug. But if they're training naturally, they don't need to take huge amounts of steroids, huge amounts of protein powders. So really important that you understand what will really happen. So you can get stretch marks, bad attitude, and you may damage your ligament and your ligaments and tendons, because the muscle will grow, but the ligaments and tendons won't grow as fast. So you've got to be careful of that. And if you're getting your gear from the changing room in the gym or the local dealer, you're not going to know whether it's natural or not. So my advice, if you're deciding to take some steroids and not train naturally, what you can do is go and see your doctor. Many doctors will prescribe steroids to you only if your testosterone is clinically low. And for some guys it is, so you need to get it checked. So I get mine checked every year, and my testosterone is at quite a high level for a 49-year-old when it should be dropping off. But I train with heavy weights, 4 times a week. So if you train heavy and eat really clean as a natural bodybuilder, strength conditioning athlete or a fitness athlete, You won't be messing with your hormone levels. You can enhance it. I've done a video that you can click on there, which will tell you about the enhancements of natural stuff that you can use in which to make yourself stronger. Like you can use shilajit, you can use chaga, you can use high levels of vitamin C. What else can you use? Oh, you can use ginseng and stuff like that. But if you click on the video, what flashes there, then you can watch that video about where I'm talking about chaga and what you can do to improve your strength levels as a natural athlete. So now we've spoken about steroids and the bad effects and the good effects. So let's speak about natural training. So when you're training naturally, you will gain 7 pounds of muscle a year. Only if you've got a good natural program and you have records in deadlifts, squats, pushing and pulling and rotating your program, okay? And you still got to have records in your deadlift, your squat, your bench press and your curling ability if you want to gain size. If you don't have records in stuff like that, then you won't get anything like that at all, okay? So I read a book called Beyond Brawn, which is behind me, and that book explains that if you don't lift big and heavy, you can't expect to gain muscle mass. So these books like Awesome Abs, Stacking It, Pro Style Bodybuilding, Reps, which I bought these all nearly 20 years ago or 30 years ago. Got great pictures in of bodybuilders, but the program designs in them is fundamentally flawed. So you won't be able to get the gargantuan muscles because these guys, in all of these books, like that's Tom Platz. There, look at the size of his legs. You see him there, he's got no legs at all. Then I don't know who this guy is, but look at the size of his arms. So you can't get that sort of size naturally, unfortunately. But you can do trickery with photos now in which to make yourself look even bigger in photos. And here's Lutheringo. So I met him in Essex, see the sign signature. I met him many years ago, probably 30 years ago now, in Essex when he done a sci-fi day. He's in his early 60s, late 70s now, still in reasonable shape, but not as big as he used to be. Obviously, he's not taking the performance enhancing drugs anymore. So you've really got to think that if you want to be natural and stay natural for the rest of your life, it's all about your program design and how consistent you are with your exercise, that you maintain your muscle mass and your strength and your definition. So I'm 50 years old, or 50 in February. I can out-train most 20-year-olds, no problem. Even if you're on gear, when I used to train at Progress House in Southend, where a lot of big gear boys used to train, they was a lot bigger than me, but they was never stronger than me. So for some reason, when guys take gear, they seem to be much weaker than their full potential if they've not built it up over years. So I try to build it up over years, and I still pride myself on lifting heavy and going full out. But now I limit my amount of exercises I do, but I lower the reps and I rest for longer. So Charles Parlequin, who's one of the amazing strength and conditioning coaches who's passed away, he was saying never sacrifice your intensity, and I agree with this. So if you're bench pressing 160, you should always stay at 160 even if you don't feel 100%. So then that way you don't lose the muscle mass that you've worked months and months getting. So remember that the principle, if you don't use it, you lose it in the natural world. And it's the same with taking gear. As soon as you come off of your gear, you will be weaker, you won't be as motivated, and you won't push yourself as hard. And this is one of the benefits of training naturally, that if you're quite an aggressive person like myself, I go and take it out on the weights. Sometimes I do some bag work, but this keeps my aggression levels down so I don't go around smashing people for no reason or not smashing anyone at all. So I use my training to channel and focus myself on what I want to do with my life. So if I'm doing heavy training, I'm thinking about maybe the crap day that I've had, and that will motivate me to do the 180. Or I might be thinking, right, I want to get more definition in my chest. I'm stuck at 65 kilo one arm press dumbbell. I want to get up to 68 if I can. Does that make sense? So I try and psych myself up to train, and this is really important when you're natural. If you can psych yourself up, like I use my own voice, come on pussy, come on, you can do it, come on, you know, really have a go at myself. So I really push myself to the next level, because I've had many training partners, but they can't seem to stick it out because how much volume I do when I'm in the gym. So I believe in Dorian Yates' philosophy of doing high volume training, but lots of rest, lots of recovery, lots of good food. So I hope you've enjoyed this video about steroids versus natural training. Natural training will keep you healthy, help you live longer, help you fight diseases, you know, if you get any disease. And obviously I am nearly 50 years old and I haven't got a fat belly. I used to have. Haven't got a fat belly. What am I? I think I'm about 15% body fat, maybe a little bit less than that. But it's winter time. I will get much leaner in the summer when I do a cut-in phase in which to get ready to go on holiday or take my top off when I'm walking around and stuff like that. So really important that you make the right decision. But I'm not saying I'm against steroids. All I'm saying is that you need to make sure you're clever about what you're taking, and you make sure that you get lab tested by your doctor to see where you're at. Because if you're in your 20s, your testosterone will be through the roof. So it's about the type of training that you do and the recovery that you have on how much muscle you're going to gain. And so I've seen lots of young guys that are training doing way too much, and this is why they may not be getting the growth. And the same with the guys that are on the gear, they do way too much, and if they was to do a lot less, they would get even more results. So if you're looking for a program, you can purchase my book, which is behind me, which is called Holistic Health for Proper Geezers, Classy Ladies, Get the Body and Fitness You Want Now. Or you could drop me an email message, and then we can talk about me helping you with a program. Obviously I will charge you for that. Or if you give me a book review, I won't charge you. Or if you buy the book, in the back of the, not at the back of the page book, but inside the book, there's a code, and then you can give me that code and I'll know that you've definitely bought the book. Then we can talk about me doing a program for you and helping you to gain the size that you want to gain. Alright, so thank you very much. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel, please share, and please like and spread the love. Thank you. Look at that. 50 years old nearly. Not bad, eh? Bye.